organization doing great work for the guys coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq with severe wounds. Those wars have generated some of the most savage wounds of any wars because of the use of the improvised explosive devices and a lot of amputees who are coming back and surviving their wounds, what they wouldn't have in past wars, Paul, but they're coming back now and they need some special assistance. And this group does good work for them.
They're doing a tremendous job around the country. They even have arranged for using the largest LASIK firm in America to offer free LASIK surgery pro bono for any of the wounded warriors and their caregivers, which frees them up from the need to use a prosthetic device to try to put glasses on.
Yeah, and this was one of those grassroots projects that just sprang up out of the need of just one family initially sitting around talking about the need with a veteran in the family, and then it kind of grew. We're going to talk about that later. Now we have a very special moment in this parade because we're going to be honoring Medal of Honor recipients. And first of all, Paul, let me honor you. You're a Medal of Honor recipient. You've got the medal right here. This is an extraordinary thing. There are quite a limited number of these that we given out in the history of this nation, and you're one of the recipients. Your experience happened, as I said earlier in this program, 42 years ago. You were leading a company as a captain, a young captain in Vietnam, and you encountered in Vietnam a battalion-sized force of the enemy. That meant you were outnumbered, what, 5-6 to 1?
We were not a 164, which is the normal membership of a unit. We were down to 89 that night, so it could have been a lot higher than that.
10 to 1 or more.
Yes.
You were severely outnumbered and outgunned, and you faced a life and death situation for your unit, and you responded in an extraordinary way. You personally took out a bunker, and you organized the defense, retreated to a defensible position, and withstood the human wave attacks coming at you, calling in airstrikes, calling in artillery for the entire night, waving in medevac helicopters. I read the citation, and it's breathtaking.
Well, the thing I would say is I didn't do that alone.
Yeah.
The medal that I received on behalf of the 89 men that were with me that night, and the other 80 so who were not with us that night. They all performed with absolute valor. 10 of them are on a black, shiny wall in Washington, D.C. So it's strange that a captain or a leader can receive a Medal of Honor, and down in your heart you think, what about those who didn't survive?
Yeah.
And I think it's important for us to keep in mind when you read the citation, it's not an individual, it's really a unit. They don't have a Medal of Honor for a unit. They tried it in the Civil War, they haven't done it since. But I wore this, and I believe the recognition was given, not for me, but for the men with whom I served.
Tell me about the three other men. Who are we honoring today?
We have Nick Oresco, World War II, Gary Bykirk, Vietnam, and Bruce Campbell, Vietnam.
And with them right now is my colleague Brian Williams, who's on the board of directors of the Congressional Medal of Honor Foundation. Brian, you're with some of your best friends there.
Well, Chuck, first of all, I know you're an Air Force veteran. Happy Veterans Day to you and to your buddy over there, Paul, who is known to many of us as Bud. Same thing. And just as you came to us, we're on the main stage just across from your location. First of all, we have a lot of music coming our way. But second, the most interesting dynamic, it just puts a lump in your throat as veterans walk by as part of the parade and notice that my three guests here are wearing the cornflower blue ribbon and the Medal of Honor around their neck. They not only stop and salute, but they come over to shake hands. They know that these veterans alongside me, and you see this happening now as these guys on the float recognize what's around their necks. And as soon as this float goes by and we can talk to these guys without screaming, we will. At least one cavalry hat that matches what my friend Vietnam-era helicopter pilot Bruce Crandall proudly wears every day of his life. Again, as soon as we're just a little bit further down Fifth Avenue here, we'll be able to talk to my three friends, beginning on the far side with a veteran of World War II. Nick, first of all, happy Veterans Day to you. How you feeling today?
Fine.
And sum up this beautiful day we've been given here in New York City and what the 11th of November has come to mean to you in your lifetime.
It's the most people I've ever seen in a parade.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Wonderful. This is my third one here, and and I'm so happy I made it.
Well, you are here, and it's hard to believe looking at you, wearing the medal for your actions against Germany in World War II. It must seem like a very, very far-off, distant conflict.
It certainly has been, but you forget a lot of things, but many, many you remember.
Well, thank you for being here today. It's great to see you in good health, and I'll see you at next year's parade, okay? That's a deal. All right, Gary, we're going to make our way down the line. Well, I'm going to stand in front of Bruce. You have your own microphone. I can sit down now. Talk about this day, this beautiful city, and how does it feel to see these veterans stop in front of you, salute, come on over, shake your hand, the minute they recognize the decoration around your neck?
Well, shortly after I received the Medal of Honor, a favorite book of mine is the book of Proverbs. And in there's a verse that says, "Man that is in honor and understands not is like a beast that perishes." And I learned quickly after receiving this medal that the medal is really not about me or any particular act that I did on a particular day. The honor that comes from this medal is that it says to everybody who sees it that there are thousands and thousands of men and women in this country who have loved this country, loved the freedom, loved the values that it stands for, and are willing to defend it anytime, anywhere that those values are threatened. And so whenever I attend an event like this with the medal and I see veterans come up, I feel a sense of camaraderie with them, but also humbleness because I know it means more than just one act on one day. It represents all of their acts, all of their service, all of their love for this country. And today it's just been a real visible demonstration of that to me.
Now, to folks who may have seen the film, We Were Soldiers Once, my friend Bruce Crandall here was played by Greg Kinnear. He was a Huey pilot who went in and out of the just horrible and bloody air mobile initial battle of the Yadrang Valley in Vietnam. It's Bruce's hat that gets him recognized by more veterans in this parade. I can get you a fire helmet from Jersey. Are you sure I can get you a good deal on one?
If it's the one that you've been wearing, I don't want to buy it. We could discuss price. If you pay me, I might get a little interest.
Now, I know you're used to having a stick in front of you and taking off, but how are you feeling on this beautiful day in New York?
Absolutely fantastic, and I know it's tough for you to understand it. I feel humble about having the award.
I know you do.
But it is humbling, and the one thing that I have felt ever since I received it is that I don't know why it would come to me, because all I was doing that day was trying to keep them screwing up and causing other guys to get killed. And so I spent the whole day doing the best I could, and no one ever thought that there'd be the medals from doing things like that. As a commander, I never thought I'd do it.
And so, Chuck, we have a theme emerging here. You notice how Bruce and Gary and Nick sound like Paul there next to you. There are 87 living recipients of the Medal of Honor. You were kind enough to mention that I get to serve as a volunteer member of their board just to raise money and awareness for these gentlemen as they travel the country and talk about not only what the medal means, but what they all just mentioned. The folks that can't be here represented, the people they left behind who can't enjoy a beautiful day in New York City in a Veterans Day parade like this. So that's the common theme. Those who are expecting these Medal of Honor recipients to be full of swagger and bravado and talk of battles gone by are going to be horribly disappointed. To a man, they are modest and kind and gentle and very grateful and very happy to be living in the United States. So, Chuck, back across the street to you and Paul.
Oh, Brian, thank you very much for joining us today, and it's been quite an honor to have all four of the Medal of Honor recipients on. We'll be right back after these messages.